roots of the Buffalo Afro-American community go as far back as the history of the city itself. The Colored Musicians Association has been in existence since 1917 and at its present location, 145 Broadway, since 1933. It has been known through the years as the Union, the Local, the Musicians Club, and probably most widely as simply the Club. The vibes of such musical greats as Duke Ellington, Dinah Washington, Nat King Cole, and other local and national talents can be felt as you enter. The city has recognized this proud heritage with the recent designation of the club as a historic landmark. We asked Prez Perry Gray, the club's past president for 35 years, the significance of the club's existence.
I would say it was the members of the club. At that time, they were all full-time musicians. And by having time on your hands, it made a very closely knitted organization, because before going to work, we hang here. When we leave work, we'd hang here. And it was like one big happy family. We had to have a place to hang. And at that time, our headquarters were on Clinton Street, directly across from the old Vendome Hotel. We moved over here sometime during the year 1932. During that period, well, I was just a plain musician. Then about 1934, I got interested in the business end of it. And shortly after that, while playing with Captain Womack's Algerians, we had a chance to take a trip to the Orient. So from 1935 to near the end of 1937, we were in Japan. After returning, then I was elected to the board of the club. And I say along about 1939, I became president of the club.
Well, the best thing about the club, it was a place for young entertainers or musicians to grow, because you were being exposed constantly to the better class professional musicians. Not only jazz, but Dixieland, classics, any phase of music that you want to participate in, it was here. And you could hear it in abundance. You didn't have to go out and look for it. It was right here. And you could ask a guy, what are you doing here? What are you doing there? And he would show you.
I took over in 73. I was elected president in 73. And that board saw a need, since we had lost the support of the union downstairs, where we saw a need to keep our membership built up, because it was obvious that it was going to decline unless we did something. But a lot of people interested in the club, always had been, a lot of supporters. So we decided we'd expand it, open the membership up to those that are interested in music and the arts in general. And so as a consequence, we changed the application, and all they have to do is get a couple of members to support them, say if they'd like to have them a member, and then go before the board. And generally, like I say, if a couple of members support them, they're in. That's the extent of it.
What are some of the other activities you'd like to see grow from this point?
Well, we've been trying to get as active as possible in the community affairs. right now we're really trying, working hard to develop this whole area, this whole corner. We feel that we've been here so long in the history of the place that we should be the center and to the moving force behind developing this whole corner. And not just for music as such, but like I say, in the community interest. And we're even planning on, we can possibly do it, get this building up here and put light industry in there. An oil factory where you can hire the normally unemployables that we have so many of in this area.
Yeah, the early days. What are some of your bright memories of the early days of the club?
Well, I have a lot of them. I've been around here since I was 14, 15 years old. That's quite a few years. And when I had that first little band, we lived only a couple of blocks from here, and these fellows gave us the key to come in and rehearse. You know, and that early, it meant something to us. Just before we were old enough to get in, even before we were old enough to play professionally in the bars. So going from there to the jam sessions, you know, so many times. I had the pleasure of playing with Nat King Cole up there one day. As soon as we got on the stand, I started to get off. He said, "Where are you going?"
From the direction that the younger ones are going, I can see a great future for it.